The Denver Broncos have interviewed a big name for their defensive coordinator position. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we're dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, guys, if you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are two free and easy ways that you can help show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. With Broncos head coach Sean Payton's Super Bowl media obligations now complete, he can now fully turn his attention towards building his coaching staff for the Denver Broncos. The first order of business, of course, is going to be to hire offensive and defensive coordinators. Although we have not heard too much about the Broncos' plans at offensive coordinator, aside from their plans to interview Ronald Curry from the Saints, we've actually heard quite a bit about their interviews at defensive coordinator. Initially, there were some rumors swirling that Vic Fangio could return to Denver as defensive coordinator, but he ended up taking the job as the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator. Then the Broncos were linked to Brian Flores, who ended up taking the job up in Minnesota. Now the frontrunner for the Broncos defensive coordinator job figures to be former Seattle Seahawks defensive assistant Sean Desai. That said, the Broncos are still doing their due diligence and talking to other candidates, including one candidate who has a very notable name in the NFL, and that is Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, of course, is best known for his stints as the head coach of the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Ryan actually had quite a bit of success with his teams during the first half of his tenure with the Jets. He beat the New England Patriots twice in the playoffs, and he led the Jets to 2 AFC Championship game appearances. Unfortunately, his second half of his stint with the Jets did not go as well. The team went 18-40, and Ryan was fired after the 2014 season. The following season, he was hired as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, but he posted just a 15-16 record there in 2 seasons and was fired with 1 game remaining in the 2016 season. Ever since Rex was fired from the Bills, he's been out of the NFL and has worked as a media personality with ESPN. Now, a fair question that you could pose here is, with Ryan being out of the NFL for so long, how would his scheme have evolved over the course of those 5 years to be able to work in the modern NFL? In the 5 years that Ryan has been out, the league has really shifted towards a pass-happy attack, with the quarterbacks such as Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow taking reign. That also bodes the question, what scheme is Ryan known for running? According to an article that Aiden Curran of Inside the Pylon wrote a few years ago, Ryan's last defense in the NFL, which was in Buffalo in 2016, was a hybrid defense that utilized 3-4, 4-3, and 4-6 principles. It was a defense that really mixed things up in their front seven as well as their back end in coverage. The Bills, Jets, and Ravens did a lot of different stuff defensively under Rex Ryan, so you'd have to imagine that Ryan would implement some of those principles should he get the Denver job, but at the same time, he'd have to implement a modern spin and a modern flair on his defense to be able to compete with the pass-happy offenses of the modern NFL. It's going to be very interesting to see how serious of a candidate Rex Ryan is for the Broncos defensive coordinator job, but right now, I would still put Sean Desai at the top of the list. I'm curious, Broncos country, how do you feel about the team interviewing Rex Ryan for the defensive coordinator job? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at GageMadridNFL for continuing Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.